Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle,
Good afternoon, everyone, and as you can see, I am not the suave and debonair Andy Graham. This is David Jones in the other chair today, and happy to be here. Andy's a little bit under the weather, so Andy, we're praying for you, brother, and hope you get back with us tomorrow. And I am here with our regular Wednesday co-host, Jeremy Jeffcoat.
Yes, sir.
And glad he's here with me, and I'm happy to step in for Andy today. This is the Auburn Blitz, and if you're joining us on WAXC or WOTM Spectrum Cable, we appreciate that. Facebook Live. And also feel free to call into the show, 256-234-6221. We'd love some phone calls today. Also, check with us on Facebook. And, JJ, I'm going to let you, I'll get to the Facebook in a minute. I hadn't had a chance to do that yet. I don't know if we're up on it yet or not. But glad you're here today. As always, we are sponsored by Russell Dewitt Center. I think 10 locations across the state of Alabama. A man's paradise, if there ever was one.
Yeah, indeed it is. There's no question about that. So you can go and get just about anything for anything.
Anything, yeah. So, well, let's jump right in. Andy and I went ahead and made our predictions for the fall, for the season, piggybacking off of our earlier, I think April, maybe March, April, early predictions, East and West. And so, you know, Andy had Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, Florida, South Carolina, Missouri, Vanderbilt. And I had the exact same thing, except I had Tennessee third, Kentucky second. And JJ, you had Georgia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Florida, South Carolina, Missouri, Vandy. So everything that has happened from that time, and then looking at the schedules, where are you going in the fall with
in the East? In the East, I can't come off of Georgia at the one. I mean, obviously, because I mean they're 1
and 7 are bookends, right?
Yeah,
Right.
Vandy and 7 and Georgia at 1. I mean that just kind of goes without saying.
Right.
But you know, I do think over the course of the next 2 to 3 years, Tennessee has a chance to catch up a bit to Georgia, and Florida has a chance to catch up a bit to Georgia. But that's not yet. But I am going to change a little bit from my early post-spring predictions.
Okay.
Having looked at the schedules again and gone through the teams again and looked at what they have and all of that, I'm gonna move Tennessee up to the 2 in the East. I actually think Tennessee, based on schedule, has a chance to go 9-3. And I think a 9-3 would be a nice season for them and would probably get them that number 2. I'm going to give them the head-to-head over Kentucky.
Okay.
That game is in Knoxville, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And so I like Tennessee at the 2. I'm going to go with Florida at the 3.
Oh.
With Tennessee with Kentucky just behind at the 4. But I think both of them could wind up 8-4 on the year. If that makes sense. So I like Florida at the 3 with Kentucky at the 4. Can't see South Carolina getting above that 5 on schedule. They've got a tough road to hoe. Although Spencer Rattler could make a big difference in Columbia. But so I'm going to stick with them at 5, and then Missouri and Vandy round it out. So I'm going to go Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, Kentucky, South Carolina, Missouri, Vandy.
So you're actually bumping Kentucky down 2 spots.
Bumping Kentucky down 2 spots.
Okay.
Just kind of looking at who they have on the road. I think they've got a tough road schedule this year. They got to go on the road to Ole Miss. I'm not sure they win that game. Yeah. So you lose a West. They go on the road with Tennessee. It's just I think Kentucky could go. I think Kentucky will go probably 8-4. Yeah. It'll be a fine season by Kentucky standards. But I think it's going to be good for a number 4 slot based on a head-to-head loss with Florida.
Well, Andy and I were talking in this conference, one loss could mean the difference between 3rd and 6th.
That's right.
And
No
so,
question.
yeah, and you know, I just like what Stoops is doing at Kentucky. I know you studied the schedule just now, and I know that's probably the main reason that you bumped Kentucky on down. Florida, man, it's next Saturday. Utah comes to Florida.
You'll learn a lot early about Florida in that game because Utah's tough. Utah
Yeah.
can play.
Right off the bat, that's a test for Napier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, word we're getting is that the culture is definitely changing there. He's come in and, you know, he's got his way established, which is very important. And so that first weekend,
The test for Florida in that one, Florida's going to have more dynamic athletes than Utah is, but Utah's so dadgum physical, and they just get it. They slow the game down. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they're really physical. So it'll be a good test for Florida. You talked about the culture changing, right?
Right.
How's their mentality against a team that just wants to bloody your nose every play?
Yeah.
You know that because that's a good way to figure out a team's mentality.
well, the funny that's true, JJ. And the other thing about Utah, they come out of the locker room, and you look at Florida, and you look at them, and you're going, dude, come on.
Yeah.
But they're big, they're strong, and they have skill players in the right positions as well. I mean,
Yeah.
he's done a great job there, and really, I can't wait. Probably not going to get. I don't know what time that one comes on. I think I'm going to have to tape that one because we'll be, you know, headed to the Plains. Our game's at 6:30.
That's right.
Next Saturday. But I watched an interesting interview last night with one of Vanderbilt's players. You know, Vandy. And basically, let's just be honest. This is Vandy's bowl game. Don't you agree?
right.
I mean,
Yeah,
Hawaii. JJ, I think they got to Hawaii on Monday.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're going to Hawaii, make a week of it,
That's right.
right?
Well, let's have some fun because the rest of the year is not going to be all that much
We're
fun.
probably not going to a bowl game. I mean, I love Clark Lee. I love what he says, but it's Vandy, you know. And so, but I'm glad that they're having a great time out in Hawaii's had a mess. I mean, they had a mass exodus after who was it? The guy that was fired there, and so I think Vanderbilt will come out on top on in this first game, but it might not be too many more after that.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. By the way, Ty Sanders wanted to ask me if I'm surprised that Marcelo Ozuna is still on the Braves roster. Not really. After the DUI thing, you know, the crowd in Atlanta booed him pretty good.
Yeah.
When he returned the other night, and they should have because it's a serious thing, and you don't do that, right?
No, yeah.
But no, I didn't think it was the kind of thing that was going to get him booted from the roster.
No, not that.
Yeah.
No. Two other comments, JJ, Mike, and Jim. Andy is okay. He's just a little under the weather today. So I let off with that at the very beginning. Some guys have tuned in a little bit later, missed us off the jump. But yeah, Andy hopefully will be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow with Andy, if it's Andy. And if it's not Andy, oh no.
We'll find out tomorrow.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, just tune in. It's musical chairs this week on the Blitz. But
So you're sticking with Georgia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Florida, South Carolina, Missouri, Vandy. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
I've got Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, Kentucky, South Carolina, Missouri, Vandy.
now, and 2 and 3 is tough for me.
Yeah.
I think that Tennessee and Kentucky could go either way. And I think Florida, South Carolina could go either way. I'm intrigued with the Spencer Rattler deal.
See, this is not a minimization of Kentucky and what Mark Stoops has done because he's done phenomenal work there. Yeah. But I think Tennessee, overall, with the recruiting they've done the last couple of cycles and with the quarterback play of Hendon Hooker, I think Tennessee is a notch ahead of Kentucky, Florida, South Carolina. But I would put Kentucky in there with Florida and South Carolina as kind of a hodgepodge.
Yeah. It's the East. Now, let's be honest. The West Division is just so tough.
Yeah.
I think if you had to pick one or the other, anybody with a brain would say the West Division, mainly because of Alabama and Georgia.
I'll say this. I don't think the West is going to finish in the order of best teams because I think the second best team in the West is probably Arkansas. But that schedule's just brutal.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Well, that's – and we'll get to the West in the next segment because I did make a change, and I'm anxious to see what direction you go in the next segment with the West. But There's just so much uncertainty. You know, I was listening to an interview on Sports Talk Radio on the way, JJ, and they were talking about the portal, about how the way the portal's changed. Certain teams don't need the portal, other teams do. Did you know that Alabama has 5 potential starters that came out of the portal this year?
Yeah.
And one of them from Vanderbilt.
And they were already bringing back 14, I think. So
yeah, and Georgia didn't pick up any potential starters out of the portal.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. The world of college football, as we have known it, obviously, when we could spend a whole show on this, is just upside down right now, and we're just having to hang on to our seatbelts.
I don't think the portal. I know a lot of people when it kind of came along, a lot of people were comparing. You know, it used to be that you would bring in, if you were trying to build depth, you would bring in JUCO players, right?
Yeah.
And you would build your depth with
JUCO was
players.
the portal. Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be the one teams who use it successfully. I don't think it's going to be a depth builder. It's going to be plug and play at a position of need.
That's exactly
somebody
right.
who can play right now and help me now.
That's exactly right. And it doesn't matter where they come from. You know, Auburn's got some guys from some smaller squads, a Kansas portal, you know, guys that can play, though.
Yeah,
you know, because of that spot. Well, I hear the music. It's time for us to take a break. Glad you guys are with us today on the Blitz. Once again, Andy is a little under the weather. Hope to see him again tomorrow. I'm David Jones. This is JJ. We'll be back for segment 2 after this break.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Hillaby Towers is an affordable senior citizens community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East. Spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more information on Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552. That's Hillaby Towers in Alexander City.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA Weekly Show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's Brett Pritchard, and I'm here to tell you all about Sims Foods, who you know better as Wickles Pickles. Wickles Pickles, that 90-year-old recipe, wickedly delicious. Relish, okra, and pickles. From Saturday sandwiches, tailgate snacks, to holiday dinners with your family and friends. From their family to yours, Wickles Pickles, those wickedly delicious pickles.
Wickles Pickles, wickedly delicious pickles.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling in to Glenn Smith Buick GMC in Opelika. Right now, get GMC Acadias up to $4,000 off. Buick Envisions up to $5,000 off. And GMC Sierras up to $6,500 off. Or choose 0% financing.
We have hundreds of new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs on the lot or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back to the Auburn Blitz. My name's David Jones. This is Jeremy Jeffcoat. I wanted to mention that we're brought to you every day by Big Fish Real Estate. Man, saving people thousands of dollars all over the place. And that beautiful new building down there.
They do a great job of kind of getting you through the process. It can be so time consuming and stressful and all that. They kind of take all that off of you.
And here's the thing right now. I picked up one of those real estate guides the other day. There wasn't a whole lot of content.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot out there right now. They can find you what you need, though, and help you out with that. So we are definitely glad that they're with us on the Blitz. All right, JJ, you changed some East. Real quick, one more time, run down your East.
My East is Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, Kentucky, South Carolina, Missouri, Vandy.
Okay, so you moved up Tennessee and Florida, and then you bumped Kentucky down to where Florida was.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's get into the big bad West now. And look, hey, this is a crapshoot. It really is. Especially when you look at Mississippi State. You know, Andy's got them as high as second. I was kidding him. I told him he bumped his head.
I had him seventh. Just to give you an idea.
And I have them fifth. Had them fifth. Moved them down to sixth. But your earlier prediction, and I think everybody's on the same page with that. It's Alabama, Texas A&M. All four of us have that. You have Auburn. With me, you had Auburn 3. You and I are the only two that had Auburn that high. Of course, I bumped them down a spot. And then you have Arkansas, who I'm very high on. LSU, Ole Miss, and Mississippi State. So where's JJ?
Over the summer, I have reconsidered on several of these. Okay, and I'll explain my rationale as I go. One, I had to ask myself with Texas A&M, why am I putting them two? Because of the recruiting class they had. I don't think that's going to that's not going to carry them there. I still don't think they have the quarterback play. Last year they had the win over Alabama, but didn't they still go 8-4?
Yeah.
My goodness, you beat Alabama and you still managed to find 4 other losses in a 12-game schedule. That's not good. And I think as good a coach as Jimbo can be, unless he's got a guy under center who's dynamic, he doesn't really excel. You know, his teams don't.
It's been 8-4.
Don't fly high. Yeah. It's 8-4, right? Yeah. So I've had to ask myself a question all summer. Why do I now, listen to a lot of stuff, read a lot of stuff? I'm going to go, it's a gut feeling. It's kind of like last year I had Ole Miss. I think I had them 9-3 or 10-2. They wound up 10-2. I've just got that gut feeling on Arkansas. As tough as their schedule is, I think they're the second best team in the West. And I think they're going to find a way to go maybe 9-3 and finish second in the West. So I'm going to take Arkansas as my 2. I can't move Alabama off the 1. Kind of the same thing with Georgia in the East. But when you've got the reigning Heisman Trophy winner on offense and the best player in college football on defense, I'm leaving you at 1.
Yeah.
Arkansas's at 2, just because I think they're good. I think they're really good. Yeah. I think they've got good quarterback play and good coaching, and they're physical and they don't back down from physical games. They like them that way. And so I'm going to take Arkansas at 2. Which means I got to move Texas A&M somewhere, and I'm going to move them to 3 because I still think they've got too much talent to finish any lower than that.
Okay.
So I'm going to go Alabama, Arkansas, Texas A&M. I'm going to against my better judgment here. I'm going to move Ole Miss up into that next slot.
Okay.
I'm hearing some good things about the quarterback position. We know what Lane Kiffin can do offensively. They were a little better defensively last year. So I like them in that next slot at 4. I'm going to move Mississippi State up to 5. And again, this is against my better judgment because I'm not, unlike a lot of people, I'm not that big a believer in Mike Leach, but he does have a lot coming back.
Yeah.
May be able to steal a couple of wins that he otherwise wouldn't. Then I'm moving the Auburn Tigers to 6, and this is nothing more than I sort of, coming out of spring, I expected, I guess just for no reason other than just an expectation, I expected Zach Calzada to sort of grab that quarterback job by the horns by this point. And he has.
He's number 3 right now.
Yeah, and that to me is a concern. So I'm going to put Auburn down there at 6. And the more I look at LSU, everything they lost last year, not just to the draft, but the transfer portal, and new coaching staff, I think LSU could be in for another rough year, another 5-7 type year. It's all right. So the Auburn thing, right? Andy and I had this discussion, ceiling and floor, right? I look at Auburn's schedule and I go, okay, this team could go 9-3. And then I look at their schedule and I go, this team could go 3-9. They're somewhere in between 3-9 and 9-3. It's the widest possible, Yeah. And so I can't. I mean, I'm taking a wild guess at this point that a couple of those that I earlier after spring thought may go as wins may turn out to be losses. But so that's where I'm going to have it is I'm going to go Alabama, Arkansas, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Auburn, LSU.
Ooh, you jumbled it up.
Yeah.
That's what good research does. I mean, look, here's the thing, JJ. Are we all enamored with A&M simply because they beat Alabama last year?
I think it's carrying them a long way in expectations.
And let's talk about that recruiting class. Yeah, they had the best recruiting class in the country, but how many of those freshmen are really going to come in and be impact players?
Well, and remember that
right
a lot of those recruits were offensive linemen too. Freshman offensive lineman does not equal positive in the SEC West.
No.
Because I don't care how many stars you got behind your name. As an offensive lineman in the Southeastern Conference, you're going to get beat up as a freshman.
Absolutely. That's interesting. I want to hit on a couple of more points on the West when we get back. We're going to take a little short break now. We'll be back with segment 3 in just a few minutes. This is David and JJ. Thank you for being with us on the Auburn Blitz.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new, convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. No, your eyes, your TV set does not need to be adjusted. I'm not Andy Graham. This is David Jones in the other chair. Andy's a little under the weather today. And speaking of weather, it's a little nasty out there right now. JJ's here with me. And we're into segment 3. We've got our East and West predictions from JJ. Man, he really shook the West up. Let's go ahead and entertain my brother's comment. He said, I don't understand all the preseason chest thumping from Kentucky football fans. What am I missing? Well, lately a lot of it has to do with the hype between him and Calipari and the football fans just being all up in arms. And I'm a big Stoops fan for what he's built at Kentucky. And JJ, you do a lot better job studying the schedule than I do. And it is true, they have Florida and Tennessee on the road this
and
year.
Ole Miss.
And Ole Miss. So
and those are 3 critical games for them.
Yeah. And Florida week 2.
Yeah.
So we'll know pretty early. And you're talking about brutal for Florida. They come off Utah and got to prepare for Kentucky.
2 physical games in a row. It'd be a big. That's, you know, for years now we've heard that Billy Napier is ready for the big time, and we're about to find out.
We're gonna find out quick, really quick. I mean, if they were to drop those first 2, the Gators would be up in arms.
Yeah.
But You know, I like what Stoops has done. It's blue collar. You know, all the football school stuff, that was ridiculous. And you know, here's the deal. Every Division I school is a football school because of the money that it generates.
That's right.
I mean, at Kansas, the football team generates more money than the basketball program.
Right.
How you like that? But from championships and tradition, obviously Kentucky's more of a basketball school. But we will see. Ty says, do y'all think Nick Saban will finish that contract, or will he retire after that contract expires? JJ?
Man, that's, you know, we had this discussion, I think Luke Robinson and I, not too long ago. How much longer does he go, right?
Well, I know what y'all are hoping.
Well, Luke thinks 4 or 5. I said 2 or 3, or maybe Luke said 3 or 4, something like that. But we both agreed on that 3-year range.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that range. Yeah. Then he signs a contract through 2030, you know, so. Yeah. And then, you know, you listen to his comments, and what does he always say? I'm not thinking about retirement. Yeah. I don't do anything else, right? Yeah. He doesn't. Yeah. He plays a little bit of golf here and there. Yeah. He doesn't fish. I mean, he doesn't do anything else. So.
Well, you know, Miss Terry's the boss at home.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So he wants to be out of the house a little bit as well. Right.
I can't imagine him finishing 8 more years. Yeah. Right. I mean, he would be 80, right, or 81, or something like that at that time. So it's hard for me to imagine that happening. I'm still going to stick with my 2 or 3 more years. I think 2024, 2025, somewhere in there.
Well, JJ, you know it's not a financial consideration at all.
No.
And I'm speaking from experience. Of course, I stepped away from coaching football, and this isn't even on the college level, but I stepped away from coaching football when my son signed a minor league baseball contract because I wanted to follow him in the summers.
Right.
But, you know, when it's time, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you continue after that time, you're miserable.
Right.
And if he's not talking about retirement right now, he's not ready.
Right.
And I can't see him going the whole time. I really can't.
And part of this, too, remember Kirby Smart got that new deal that made him the highest paid coach in the country. I feel like probably Alabama went to Saban's people and said, we're not having that. You know,
exactly.
we want you to be the highest paid coach
That's
in the country.
right.
I don't think Saban went and asked for that.
No matter how long you stay.
My guess is the university said, let's take care of this because we're not having you as the second highest paid, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you for those comments. We appreciate that. That's interesting, JJ, and I'm really intrigued now. You really got me thinking about Kentucky.
We haven't got your West down yet, do we?
Well, I'm down.
Okay, what's your West?
I've got Alabama, A&M. I flipped Auburn and Arkansas. I've got Arkansas 3, Auburn 4.
Yeah.
I flipped Ole Miss and Mississippi State. I've got Ole Miss 5, Mississippi State 6, and LSU 7. You know, I just feel like Brian Kelly has to prove me wrong. He did not win a ton of really big games at Notre Dame. I jokingly, I told you this, Andy and I laugh, I jokingly call him Les Miles 2.0 until he proves me wrong. And you know, I like the guy. I don't have any problems with him. Lane Kiffin just scares me, man. I mean, he's here's my Mississippi State, and you know, I give Andy a hard time. He's got Mississippi State second.
All right.
Based on 17 starters back. And I get that. But in the SEC, you just got to run the football. And they don't run the football. You can't throw it every down and be elite in the SEC, especially in the West. Like you said, we saw this out of Auburn last year with the rush 3, drop 8. But teams have figured out with Leach, we'll rush 2 and drop 9. Good luck.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We're going to cover them.
Because there is no chance that you're going to run it on us. So we'll drop 9 into coverage, give you no windows to throw it to.
That's right.
And there you go.
Well, you can have a spy in the middle, a bandit, you know, that can cover the middle of that field on your short crossing routes or your sit-down routes, who can also handle a draw play or a rush, you know, up the middle.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's just going to be very, very interesting.
It's the old one-dimensional thing, you know, and it always was kind of funny to me about the perception of Mike Leach. Whenever you had a one-dimensional coach who just ran it with no passing game, everybody said, man, he's just too one-dimensional. He's got to have a passing game in there. But then this guy just throws it, never runs it, and they call him innovative, right? So what is the difference here? You're one-dimensional either way you go. So, yeah, I'm with you, though. I didn't think Mike Leach would be a good fit in the Southeastern Conference 10 years ago. I didn't think he would be 3 years ago, and I don't think he will be now.
This will be a telling game.
I think the coaches are too good, the athletes are too good, and if you're one-dimensional, you're going to get beat.
And like you and I said, you have to run the ball to be successful to a degree. And if you're a running back, who's going to Mississippi State?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Well, it's time for another break. JJ and I are having a blast today, filling in for Andy. Andy, we hope you get to feeling better, brother. We'll be back for the next segment in just a minute. This is the Auburn Blitz.
Lake Martin has a new car buying experience. It's the TR Group of Alex City on Cherokee Road. The TR Group has up to 100 late model vehicles to choose from and will not be beat on price, selection, or financing. With the TR Group, your selection and quality is easy and your good credit is rewarded. But we offer guaranteed financing on our inventory because your future is more important than your past. The TR Group, Lake Martin's new standard in auto sales. Located at 814 Cherokee Road, Alex City, USA.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Attention! Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with cancer after using Zantac or other heartburn medications for several months? You may be entitled to compensation. Call Zantac Justice now for a free legal case review. The FDA has warned that Zantac and other medications containing heartburn drug ranitidine may be contaminated with cancer-causing agent NDMA. Consult your physician prior to discontinuing any use of medication.
Please call 800-379-5986.
Hey, honey, it's Mom. Just wanted to call and check in, see how everything's going. You'll probably say not to worry. Everything is great. But we miss you. I'll call you back later. How are you? Tell me everything.
Everything's great. I love it here.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Alex City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Hey, this is Doug Roberts, long-term resident of Alexander City. I sold my house with Century 21 Lake Area Realty because all my life I had heard that to sell a house you need 3 things: location, location, location. I found out there's actually 4. You need location, 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 and Rhonda Gaskins at Century 21 Lake Area Realty to sell your house fast.
Call me today and let me go to work for you. 256-749-3644.
One special evening with 22-time Grammy winner Vince Gill. Saturday, August 27th, 7:30 p.m. Goosh Performing Arts Center at Auburn University. 2-time ACM Entertainer of the Year, Vince Gill, live in concert. On sale now. Buy tickets at the box office or visit gooshcentertickets.auburn.edu.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River Region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker, Brubaker, Brubaker.
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
In my best Andy voice, welcome back everyone to the Auburn Blitz. Let's thank Mortgage Pro, one of our big sponsors here on the Auburn Blitz.
The Eric McKinley team.
Eric McKinley team, that's right. As Andy's saving people thousands of dollars.
Believe it or not, they can still help you find a decent interest rate.
Oh yeah.
And get you where you want to be on that mortgage.
That's right. And believe me, in these times, that's very important. All right, JJ, let's jump into Andy's notes on segment 4 because I wanted your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
With the opening in your Auburn, although we don't have a starting quarterback yet, I don't think, unless something's come across the wire that I hadn't seen, we do have our team captains, and I love these three guys. It's Derek Hall, senior edge rusher, and senior tight end John Samuel Shanker. And then, man, it's great to see Owen Papo, or as Andy says, Papo, back running around healthy, and he's our third team captain. And it's night and day, Derek Hall said, of what he's seeing from the defense. When we came back into the training camp, there were a lot of kinks we had to work out, new DC.
Mm-hmm.
Just getting around, moving to the ball, technique, fundamental things Coach Schmetting and his staff do a great job with. And let's be honest, JJ, I mean, you watched us last year. We really got sick of the 3-8, rush 3, drop 8, and then, of course, in the Alabama game, there were some influences that stepped in and said, we're going to try something a little different.
Yeah.
And you saw what that produced. So I can't help but think from a scheme standpoint, we're going to be better defensively. Okay.
Well, I'm one of those guys. It's a weird thing because Andy and I had this talk last week. I think it was last week, the week before, sometime. Because the subject was brought up: how much difference does a position coach make? To me, it makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Coordinators are great, and there are some gifted play callers out there. But if you're a coordinator at the FBS level, you can coach ball. Period. Yeah. You can coach. You can call plays. Yeah. Some are very gifted, more gifted than others. But to me, if you get the right guys as position coaches, because those are the guys players spend the most time with, they're the guys who are working on your technique, and your technique's what's going to win for you because there's great athletes on both sides.
Yeah.
So just I did an extra bench press yesterday is not going to win that battle for you. It's going to be relying on your technique and being able to do it consistently over and over and over.
Yeah.
So when you add some new position coaches at critical positions, and then hopefully a scheme that at least your head coach needs to be on board with, right, at all times.
Yeah.
And if your scheme is good and you're getting good technique out of your players, and you got a chance to do something.
And I don't think that was the case last year.
I think it was missing in a lot of areas. We talked about wide receiver, right? I think it was missing in some of those areas.
But on the defensive side of the ball, whether there was undue pressure on Harsin to hire certain people with SEC experience, and we've beat that horse.
Yeah.
It just didn't work last year. It just was not what we needed to see. And Harsin is comfortable with Schmetting. I think Rock Bellantoni was a phenomenal hire, speaking of position coaches on the defensive side of the ball. But all we've heard about in the fall camp is Keontae Scott. You know, the kid that came in.
Yep.
I can't remember where he came in from, but everybody's raving about him. I think the depth on the defensive side of the ball, Colby Wooden, Marcus Harris, Zion Puckett, Jalen Simpson, Nehemiah Pritchett, are all leaders. And I just think our defense is probably going to have to keep us in some ball games on the back end of that first 5 stretch, even though all 5 of those are home. Specifically, 3, 4, and 5. What is it? Penn State, Missouri, LSU.
Yeah, Penn State, Missouri, LSU. That is a telling 3-game stretch.
Yeah.
You mentioned it home. I don't think you have to go 3-0 to have a successful season, but you have to go 2-1 to have a successful season there. And 3-0 would be icing on the cake and set up for a potentially pretty good season there.
The thing that scares me, JJ, is, and I heard this on Sirius XM yesterday. No, SEC Network last night. Stinchcomb said this. You know, he said if Auburn starts 3-0 and beats Penn State, they're going to bump up to top 15 in the country. If they win those next 2 and are 5-0, they could possibly creep into the top 10 or 11 maybe. That scares me to death because we know what's on the back end of this schedule.
Yeah, it gets tougher. It gets tougher, but you get rewarded for wins and punished for losses.
Well,
that's
that's
just
right.
The way it goes.
That's right. That's the way it is. And like I said, the Ole Miss game scares me. That's our. My wife and I go to an away game every year. That's our away trip this year is Oxford. I've never been to Oxford.
Okay.
So I'm looking for, and I even met some people at the College World Series from Ole Miss who have invited us to tailgate in the Grove with them. I'm just looking. I'm getting a campus tour on Friday. I met a guy that works for Ole Miss that's going to give me a campus tour on Friday. It's a possibility I'm going to be speaking to the women's basketball team on that Friday as well, a leadership talk. So I am looking forward to my trip to Oxford. The game scares me to death.
Yeah.
That's going to be one that just.
But again, that's one of those turning point games, right? It's the difference between having a season in that 8-9 win territory,
right,
and not.
And that's the first road game, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's game number 6. I think that's the first road game. So, but basically, and the reason that I dropped Auburn down another spot, and let's just hit on this. You and I were talking about it during the break. Andy and I have talked about this. Everybody's talking about it, the quarterback position. And you said something that I totally agree with. Look, I hope TJ Finley has improved immensely. If he's the guy, I hope he can lead us. But if all 3 of those quarterbacks are fairly close in ability, I'm with you. I'm going with
Robbie Ashford.
I'm going with Ashford.
Because I'm going to have him for 2 or 3 years, and because of his ability to make plays when it breaks down.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. Well, there's our music. It's time for our last break. We're going to come back with segment 5. We're still going to talk a little bit of Auburn football, and then we'll get into our birthdays, and got a tremendous on this day to share with you guys today. This is the Auburn Blitz.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Sentricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare. Serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around. Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Guys, this is Nate Paz with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
Welcome back, everyone. Once again, we want to thank all of our sponsors, Russell Dewitt Center, Big Fish Realty, and Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team, for sponsoring us today. Glad you guys are with us. Just real quick, JJ, before we, and I'll let you touch on the Braves real quick as well, since you and Andy always do such a great job of that on Wednesdays. And we've talked about this ad nauseum, and now with what we believe is to be the case, that Nick Brahms is not going to be on the field.
Right.
And we have a 285-pound center that's has been running with the first group. That scares me.
It's a little frightening.
Yes.
Yeah.
And our quarterback situation, and I'm exactly with you. If that thing is that close, look, let's be honest. T.J. Finley's going to try it out against Mercer. I think we know that. But I think we'll see Ashford and maybe even Calzada some in those first two ball games. But by week 3,
Thinking what year this was, 2015, no, 2016 maybe. And the season opener was Alabama and USC. And Alabama trotted out Cooper Bateman, I think was his name, that started that game. Couple of series, couple of punts, just didn't look very good. Then they brought in the kid that wound up transferring to Arizona, Blake something. Anyway, highly recruited kid. He came out, ran a couple of series, didn't really look good, couldn't move the ball, a couple of punts. So they trotted out the third kid, and it was Jalen Hurts, and he brought another element to the game, right? With his mobility, he threw a touchdown pass, and then I don't think he gave it up again until the national championship in 2017.
That's
season.
right.
So it won an SEC Freshman of the Year and Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's that guy that gives you a little added dimension. You know, that if all things are equal, he brings another element to the table, and then, he can set you up well.
And if that situation reveals itself, it will do so in week 3 probably.
Yeah.
And we'll see. Ty corrected me, and this scares me even more. Georgia, that is correct, Ty. Georgia is the first road game after the 5 home games, which we all know how that's may go.
Right.
And then after Georgia physically just challenges us, we go to Ole Miss. So that's the Ole Miss game scares me even more. Well, JJ, real quick, give me a Braves update. What's going on?
Well, we won last night, and the Mets lost last night. The lead is now down to 2, so the Braves are 2 games off of first place. They're playing the Pirates again. It was 2-0 earlier. I don't know what it is now, but it was 2-0 Braves earlier. Pirates are terrible.
Yeah.
Get a day off tomorrow. Hopefully get the sweep today. Day off tomorrow, and then 3 big games with the Cardinals coming up this weekend, trying to keep pace with the Mets and see if we can keep closing that gap.
Yep. Hope they can continue to do so. All right. On this day, Andy, if you're watching, this one's great. Okay. Because only in 1919 would this happen. If this had been in 2019, we wouldn't be reading this. On this day in 1919, having pitched into the 9th inning, Cleveland's Ray Caldwell is struck by lightning, JJ.
In the 9th inning.
In the 9th inning. Obviously knocked him out because it says he regains consciousness and goes on to record the final out in a 2-1 victory over the Philadelphia A's.
Ray Caldwell.
Man, hey,
salute, brother.
Rubbed some dirt on it. Got struck by lightning. That's what I want to tell the grandkids. And remember the game I got struck by lightning and I woke up and recorded.
What do you mean you have tendonitis in your elbow? I got struck by lightning with 2 outs in the 9th and finished the game.
What are you complaining about?
Yeah.
All right, Andy, that's the best on this day that we've ever had in the year and a half I've been on the show. That is fantastic. All right, birthdays. And JJ, Andy's Mr. Trivia.
Yes.
So if I don't know some of these, Harry Hopper, Hall of Fame outfielder with the Red Sox, Hal Smith, Otis Campbell. Otis Campbell, is he a football player?
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Kenny Baker.
Who apparently played R2-D2.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Rocky Johnson.
Don't know.
Got me.
Yep.
I think we all know who Vince McMahon is.
We do, yes.
He made a little money, didn't he?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mike Shanahan.
Terrific coach.
Yes, absolutely. And let's see. Steve Guttenberg, I couldn't remember
3
him.
Men and a Baby,
in the
Police
break.
Academy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
comedian, comedy guy. Yeah. Short, glasses, kind of.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Curly hair.
Yeah. Well, here's one, Cal Ripken Jr.
Yeah, the Iron Man.
1960. Yep. Marlee Matlin.
Yeah, Marlee Matlin, terrific actress, deaf. You'll see her a lot on, it's been in several movies, Law & Order episodes, been in several of those.
Okay, all right. Reggie Miller.
Yeah. Terrific shooter.
Whose sister may have been as good a shooter as he was.
Cheryl, yeah.
He was one of the best just pressure shooters.
Oh, yeah.
That we've seen. Tim Salmon.
I'm not sure.
Not quite sure. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this next guy.
Yeah. Dave Chappelle. Yeah.
Chappelle. Don't worry about being politically correct with Dave Chappelle, especially lately. He's made some folks mad. He is hilarious. Rafael Fracall.
Former Atlanta Brave.
Yeah. There you go. A Braves birthday today. Arian Foster.
Running back, if I'm not mistaken.
Texans?
I think that's right. And I'm trying to remember where he played college.
Maybe Tampa Bay.
I don't remember where he played college ball.
Somebody. John Shire.
Who I think is an actor, but I don't know what he's been in.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm not sure. Andy, sorry about that. We don't.
In Jaws. Andy is, if he's watching this, he's sitting back laughing his butt off.
Yeah. You got us on like 4 of them.
Mike Carlisle, we appreciate your comment. I hung on for dear life today in Andy's place. Hopefully he's back tomorrow. JJ, it was great to be with you today. Thank you for joining us on the Auburn Blitz. We'll see you tomorrow.